on the table. Your dad's name is above you. Edge is next to him. Tony Dungy. What's it like for you sitting here thinking, man, I played on this field as a kid, but just family, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I wonder if that's a coincidence that I'm kind of right underneath my dad's name there, but it means a lot, man, just knowing what he means to this organization in Indianapolis. So, like you said, Edge went up there too. I think Reggie's somewhere. Yeah, Reggie's over there, Peyton. So a lot of guys that, I've kind of seen my dad develop a friendship with over the years. So it's special, though. It's definitely a special place.
Insurance smile.
Is that what went into the blue tie today, paying homage to your dad?
Yeah, that and just just having some style as well. I think one, they need to trust me as a quarterback. Sometimes you're out there and things move fast, but they can trust that 18's going to get open, he's going to catch the ball. I think that goes a long way for them. So that's what I just try to do for them and build that trust over time. Yeah, I mean, there's no secret about it. You have to win that game, though. You come to Ohio State, that's the one game you have to win and you must win, and we haven't done that in the past 2 years. So we went back to the drawing board this offseason, just trying to get tougher in the weight room with Coach Mick, then how we approach the game, on the field. You have to run the ball, you got to stop the run. And then, just it all goes from there, though. Yeah, no, I love playing at Penn State. That was a special game. Had that one circled on my calendar for a while going into last year to go back to play at Penn State, and that was a special game for me. Possibly. It's gonna, playing them back in the shoe. It's gonna be exciting. They're always a tough game. They have great corners over there. And I'm definitely excited for those matchups.
Marv, what do you feel like are
Yeah, no, he's an aggressive guy. I think going into my film study last year, they press coverage a lot, so I'm going to have to keep working my releases, be prepared for that game, and they're handsy. They try to get your hands on and disrupt timing, things like that. So they're a tough challenge. They're probably one of my tougher challenges last year. So I'm excited for that game, though.
Marv?
This slant you got and then the yak after it for the first down last year, one of your better memorable plays.
Yeah, that's a special play. I was not supposed to run a slant at that play. We kind of realized that they were in zero coverage right there, and they were kind of sitting in the house. So me and CJ kind of signaling out of each other, and he put me on like a quick slant, and we knew I just had to fall forward to get the first down to keep the drive going.
Mark, what does it mean to be named the Big Ten League preseason offensive player of the year? What does that mean to you? Does it put a lot of expectations on you? How would you explain it?
I think I already have a lot of expectations on me, so an award like that doesn't really add too much. The preseason awards are really a little weird to me because you still have to go out there and play that year. I don't think you get any awards for doing nothing. So next year I have to prove a lot of things.
What do you feel like are the biggest ways in which you've improved this offseason?
Probably off the field, just taking care of my body, getting treatment. Going into this year, I just want to stay healthy as possible. So whether that's extra stretching at night, getting with the trainers, eating better, things like that. Just do as much as I can to keep my body right.
What Big Ten defensive back has impressed you the most?
That I played this year or last year?
Could be either one, just in your time at Ohio State, in that select. So.
Deontay Banks, corner from Maryland last year. Probably the best corner I played in college. He was just super athletic. Had great technique. That explains why he was a first-round draft pick. Going into the game, I didn't really know much about him, but after the game, I definitely knew who he was.
And how about this year?
I think there's a corner from Rutgers that's really good. I had the best game against Rutgers last year. The corner from Rutgers is really good. And then there's, like I said, the DBs at Penn State are also pretty good. So.
What is your expectation of how defenses will try to stop you this year, and what can you do, what are you doing to prepare for that, knowing the reputation that you have and what you put out there?
Yeah, I think if I'm out there and I'm drawing 2 defenders, I'm doing my part in the game. Well, I might not have the 100 yards or touchdowns that may be expected of me, but if I'm impacting the game, by drawing 2 defenders and getting other receivers one-on-one, then I'm doing my part. So that's just how I kind of look at it.
Marv, you talked about wanting to get better after the catch this season, but what about being a leader? Where do you grow in that part of it?
Yeah, Coach Mick has been kind of pushing me to be more of a vocal leader, especially in the locker room. I'm more of a quiet guy, kind of lead by example, but Coach Mick has got me speaking to the team, speaking to the workout group, just telling them something motivational before the workout or at the end of the workout. So definitely growing in that area a lot thanks to Coach Mick.
Marvin, what are the lessons that you guys take away from Michigan and Georgia that you can apply going forward, and how are they kind of different, if at all?
It's little things. You look at the Georgia game, obviously there was a couple plays here and there that they're inches away. And we know we have a totally different story in that game. And then even the North game, even though there were some big plays, it's really we're just inches away from making a tackle here or getting a catch here or getting the first down there. So I think it's really just little things. You just got to bring it all together.
Marvin, you and Kyle McCord went to high school together. Can you talk about that connection and how you're working on it to get to the season?
I think we kind of have a great connection now for 3 years that we already played each other with high school. So now we're just enhancing it and moving that kind of high school connection that we had to more of a college pro level, being on the same page where whether the coverage might change and he has to know what I'm doing. The same thing goes with Devin too. So we're just trying to keep both quarterbacks in the loop because they can trust me. More importantly.
Apologize this has been asked already, but I'm wondering your thoughts about being in this stadium, your earliest memories of seeing Dad play here maybe, and we're seeing most of your name up there on the facade.
I remember a lot. Definitely remember when he got inducted and his name was revealed here. I think I remember sitting over there on that's the home side sideline. So I remember sitting on the bleachers over there towards the end of the game or something like that, or maybe after the game. And just sitting with him and having a picture of that in my room. So
he's kind of a quiet guy. I covered him most of his career here.
Correct.
You're the same? Just kind of wired down?
Yeah, I'm a little bit more outgoing to him. A little bit more, but I think we're both quiet though.
That's not saying a lot because he was always quiet.
Do you enjoy the...
No.
What was that like?
Yeah, I'm just a kid. I'm just a kid at the time. Just, being amazed by how big the stadium is and the bright lights, things like that. I never dreamed of me, going to play, get an opportunity, maybe play in a Big Ten championship game or be in a stadium and doing the Big Ten media day. I never thought of that at all. So I was just a kid at the moment.
How much, speaking of that, how much is that driving you guys? Marvin, y'all haven't played the Big Ten championship game for 2 years.
Yeah.
You haven't played it?
I haven't played in one. And I think, when I committed to Ohio State, the Big Ten championships at Indy. And that's kind of one goal that I've had, my whole college career, and I haven't got there yet. So, however many years left I have in college, I know this has to be, one of the years that I get a chance to do that.
Do you enjoy the spotlight that comes with all this?
No, I don't. I kind of just want to go out there and play football and just, let, my game speak for itself. But I think in this, this generation, kind of social media and all things like that, it's good for us from a marketing standpoint, especially with NIL and things like that. So there's definitely benefits to it, but if you remove all the NIL stuff and things like that, I just want to go play football.
Is it something you've kind of had to slowly embrace as you've gotten more well-known?
Yeah, it is. But just like you said, you get used to it after a while. And, you kind of have to play your cards right just with social media because of the NIL space and things like that. You just want to keep the main thing that's playing football at a high level.
Marvin, you were talking about your Penn State game, you and CJ changed that play together. How did you and CJ develop that kind of relationship, and how long does it take for a receiver and quarterback to get to that point where you can be sort of fixing the game in the middle of it?
A lot of reps. As a receiver, I feel like I have to know just as much as the quarterback does from a standpoint of the coverage and reading the coverage. So I kind of saw cover zero as well, and I looked at CJ to just make sure that he's seeing the same thing that I'm seeing. And he kind of gave me like a little signal to run a slant here. And so I think it's part of me and him having knowledge of the game and also reps. And also shout out to the coaches preparing us for those moments, just in case we want to go cover zero, we need our answers.
How quickly do you think you can get to that point with whoever the starting quarterback is this this year?
Very fast. Then you kind of game plan for that, weekly. Know what defenses like to do, in blitzing situations. Where's our checks, where's our hots, and things like that. So I think it'd be no problem with a different quarterback.
You and Kyle have that in high school. I mean, did you feel like there was a connection?
Yeah, definitely. We didn't really get blitzed a lot in high school. Like I said, the college game is different than high school. Nor did we really want to change any plays, things like that. We just kind of stuck to what worked. Didn't really need to do too much extra stuff to be successful in offense.
What are the biggest ways in which you've seen Kyle grow this offseason as he competes for that starting job?
Being a leader. You're a quarterback. You're a leader of the team. We all look at you to lead us, because that's how CJ was. CJ's probably one of the best leaders I've ever been around, in my life. So just seeing him step up into that role that I've kind of seen him step into, high school, and then he obviously took a back step once he came to college, and CJ had his starting job. But now I think now that the job is open, he's kind of stepped more into that role.
Coach Day said you guys talk about Michigan daily in practice. I mean, what is that conversation like among the players?
Yeah, obviously the game hasn't gone the way we wanted to the past 2 years. So we emphasize that game more than any other game that we're going to play on the schedule. And it's really just focusing, like I said, on the little things, situations in football, and just executing at a high level. That's one thing as a player that I feel like we didn't do from a player standpoint, is execute late in that game, especially the second half, to give us the victory.
Marvin, can you talk about the role of self-scouting in the offseason and what that does and how you can use that to help improve your own game?
Yeah, I mean, I think I watch myself a lot, just to find ways that I can get better at, and also understand where may my weaknesses be at. How's the defense trying to take me away from the game, especially towards the end of the year. Kind of saw that a little bit. Just being versatile. Can I play outside? Can I play to the field? Can I play in the slot? Just be able to move all around and be able to run every route in the route tree. So that's kind of one thing I look at.
For any high school receiver with being recruited by Ohio State,
Yes.
how much, I guess for you, was it the opportunity to play in this offense with the players who are here? And how much is it Brian Hartline and who he is, his personality? Like, what's the balance of the system, the team's drawing to here versus the coach?
Yeah, I think it's a combination. You're a receiver, you want to go to a place that's going to throw the ball a lot. That's just natural. So I think Ohio State's one of the schools that does that best throughout the country. With Coach Day and his system, the concepts that he runs, it's a very pro-like. For a lot of us, we are trying to get to that pro level. So there's no better place to do that than go to Ohio State, especially as a receiver. Like you said, we have Coach Hartline, and you're in a room where you're common amongst the uncommon. So I think that's just a perfect place for you as a receiver.
Obviously, there's already a lot of talk about, the NFL future for you and all that. What is it that just makes this season at Ohio State, so important for you?
I think it starts with the TN North and Big Ten Championship. I feel I've accomplished a lot from individual standpoint. I think I played in big night games. I played in national championship games. That was Georgia. Played in the TN North game. But the one thing I haven't done is beat TN North to play in the Big Ten Championship. So for me, that's my main focus going into the season.
Marvin, how do guys like Chris, Garrett, and Jackson kind of help set the table in a way for you to kind of take over as like the top guy?
It's just we have such a cool group, especially coming as a freshman, when you have all those guys in the room, and it's like so many great players that's just surrounded by. You have no choice but to learn from them and get better. And being behind Garrett my freshman year, positionally in a receiver position-wise, being behind Garrett, just learn as much as I can from him. And I'm super proud of the success he's having now in the NFL, and Chris as well. I know Jackson's going to do great things as well in the NFL. So it's definitely an honor and a blessing to be able to play with great players. A lot of people look at it as I'm not going to go to that place because there's too many receivers there, and the receiver room is loaded. But there's no better place to learn from than being, amongst great people and great receivers.
Now to turn the question around, how can you prepare this next generation of receivers?
Yeah, I think from a receiver standpoint, I just want to emphasize the work ethic that needs to, happen for you to be successful. You got to work hard. I want the Ohio State wide receiver room to be the hardest working room in the country. And that's my standard for that room, so that's what I try to do.
I know when you and Emeka came in, you guys, really kind of worked really hard right from the get-go. Are you seeing that from this new crop of freshman receivers that have come in?
Yes, I do. They're actually taking up my time on the seeker. So we can't all catch balls at the same time. So they're on there, and then I get on there, and we kind of like rotate and things like that. So it's hard having all of us on there, but I'm just super proud of them, the way they claim in and how they approach their business and their work ethic.
Marvin, how's Cardell Tate doing, and have y'all banded and bonded around him to get him through these tough times?
Yes. First, I just want to send my condolences and prayers to his family. Carnell is a very strong individual. I don't know how he's even been able to come to practice and come in with a smile on his face, have a good time. I'm sure he's going through so much right now that I couldn't even imagine. So, I have much respect for him and how he's managed and handled his business. But no, he's doing great, and we just try to do the best we can to be there for him.
And Brandon Ennis, what's just your take on him? He's on camera now, etc. Are these guys worthy of the pub they're getting?
Absolutely. I think I see so much of myself and my class, me and Mecca and Jaden in that 2023 class. I think they are, and just how they came in, they approached, and they just wanted to get straight to work. And they kind of very quiet guys. They just sit back. I'm just going to work hard, and when the time comes, they're going to be ready.